Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time for the Europa League draw, last 16, and the playoff round was completed last night as those third place Champions League teams took on the second place Europa League team. So we've now got 8 seeded teams and 8 unseeded teams. We're going to have a little look at them as Charlie sneezes. So these are the potential opponents for West Ham in today's draw. We've got Freiburg, who we beat in the group. We've got Marseille. We've also got Sparta Prague, as well as Sporting, Benfica, AC Milan, Roma, and how do you say that name? Is it Qarabag? You're muted.
Qarabag?
Qarabag. We'll just go with that.
That's how I've always said it, but excuse me, Azerbaijani people, I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither. But anyway, that's the potential teams for West Ham later on today. The draws are going to take place. It says 11. It's never quite 11. I'll get it loaded up in a sec. Have you got it loaded up, by the way, just in case the...
I'm literally just loading it up now.
That's still... all right. Just in case they start rocking and rolling, we're sat here discussing who we might get.
Yeah, I can't see it yet. I've clicked on the link that they say it will be on, but...
Good man. Right. Before we talk about the teams we'd like to see and start interacting with you guys in the live chat, these are a little bit of the sort of the rules, if you like. The away tie will be on the 7th of March, a Thursday, unless we draw Sporting Lisbon. Because Sporting and Benfica are in the unseeded allocation, they will both be playing at home on the same night, which they don't want to do. So Sporting will be playing at home on Tuesday, 2 days prior. So if we get Sporting, we play away on Tuesday, the 5th of March. Anyone else, it's the Thursday 7th. Then the return leg will be on Thursday, the 14th of March, regardless of who we get. Our potential opponents are there. We can get any of those. The only rule in regards to the draw is that teams of the same FA cannot face each other in this round. This is the last round. So the next round, anyone can get anyone. But for this one, so you've got it there. You've now got the seeded teams there, which have West Ham, Brighton, Rangers, Atalanta, Liverpool, Villarreal, Slavia Prague, and Bayer Leverkusen. So you've got 4 British teams there. So obviously we can't get English teams anyway. However, what it does mean is that the likes of Atalanta cannot draw Roma. Bayer Leverkusen cannot draw Freiburg. So there is some restrictions in this draw. It doesn't necessarily involve West Ham directly, but it certainly indirectly involves us, because if the first one out the hat was a German side, then if Leverkusen came out, they cannot get Freiburg. So it increases the chances of us getting the likes of Freiburg, Sparta Prague, and also Roma. You're muted again.
I muted myself because I felt like I was going to sneeze and I just forgot to unmute myself. It was a polite thing, if anything, but if anything, it's a failure of broadcast media, Geo, is what it is. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, interestingly, again, we're in a situation where we could be seeing, well, not this round, but next round, we could be seeing us against, what's it called? Kretinsky's other team.
Yeah. Or which is Stadion's old team.
True. Very true. Very true. Interesting. It's interesting to see when you look at all of them. I mean, when it goes, it's probably the round. I don't even remember last time when we were in the Europa League either having this many decent teams in it. Like we had the opportunity of potentially facing Barcelona, but it felt like there weren't like this many big name teams in it. This many teams where you're like, oh, that's a big tie in it, which is fun.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, to be fair, I thought the conference league's got a lot of big teams in there as well. Real Betis scored out last night, so they're out. A lot of people saying we can't draw Freiburg. Now, I did check this. However, there's no mention of it on UEFA. There's no mention on West Ham's website. Now, I know they're not necessarily reliable. However, last season, Union Berlin played Belgium side, Tony Bloom's Belgium side. They were in the group together, and then they played each other in the last 16 as well. So last season, there was an example of where you can play each other despite being in this group. I know it used to be a rule, but then they started altering things with the third place teams and stuff like that. So I think that is why that's been removed.
Yeah, because when I was looking at the website last night as well, I didn't see that either.
Yeah, so. I think we can play Freiburg. I appreciate there's a lot of people saying we cannot, but I have done my research. You know, Sam and Lucas and Ricky all saying that we cannot because we played them in the group. But like I said, I did check the rules on UEFA, and there's no evidence on there we can't get them. The only restriction is the FA. And then, like I said, I looked last season, and Union Berlin played that Belgium team in the group, and then played them in the last 16. So I believe we can get Freiburg.
Who do you want?
Freiburg.
Let's get straight to it. I mean, we know we can beat them.
Yeah,
we know we can beat them. Let's do it again.
I want Freiburg because not only did we beat them very comfortably.
True.
We didn't fluke it. We beat them very comfortably both games. I was impressed by us, and I was almost, I said, disappointed. They were not as good as I thought they'd be. So Freiburg would be my sort of top choice because I know we can beat them. And my second choice would probably be Marseille. They're not in great form at the minute. They're mid-table in the league, and I don't watch French football, so I couldn't even go by the results aspect of it. And I know there's been a lot of noise around them with the managers and stuff because they sacked Gattuso, didn't they? So I had a look at the form, and they're third from bottom in the form table at the minute. So that's who I'd fancy one of those two teams personally. What about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, my usual rules still apply. The biggest, most glamour tie you can get, or the easiest one you can get, and Freiburg feels like the easiest because we know for a fact we can beat them. Outside of that, like you say, Marseille, Karabag is probably the other one that I don't know too much about, so potentially them. But it's a difficult one. It would probably be Freiburg just because I want us to go as far as possible, and we know we can beat them because we've done it before. So that's probably my go-to.
Just to confirm, do you know? No, Jimmy is not at Marseille. He's now in Brazil and ripping it up in Brazil. In fairness, I keep seeing clips of him, but he's now playing his trade over in Brazil. I think the glamour tie would be AC Milan.
Oh yeah. I'll wear it at San Siro.
Yeah, the away fans get a chance to go to San Siro, watch West Ham. I think would be incredible.
I mean, that's the sort of, and I've said this every time we've done one of these, right, since we've been back in it. But the idea of West Ham playing away at the San Siro in a competitive fixture is completely insane to me, and it's sort of why you want to be in these competitions. You want to see what the person I would used to say is Mark Noble in those situations. I don't know who I'd quite pick now, but I don't know one of them. But that's the sort of vibe you get. It's the thing that you always dream about in a way.
Blank is asking, what's the worst possible draw? Who you want to avoid? I know who I want to avoid. There's one standout team on there.
I don't know, mainly because I don't know their style well enough. Whoever the most defensive team is on that list.
I don't want to play Sporting. Sporting's the one that gives me a little bit of the shivers.
Sure. I mean, it's from a shivers standpoint.
Saying that, I remember doing this 2 years ago and sitting here going, I do not want Sevilla, anyone but Sevilla. I've got Sevilla, and I was really disappointed. Then obviously we went on, put them out. Now their manager's been linked to us. But I think Sporting would be the one that I'd like to avoid the most.
Yeah. I don't know. Whichever one's the most defensive, just because that's the style we struggle against everything at the moment, but that's the style we struggle most against in general. So probably whoever's the most defensive.
Saying it's us.
Yeah, well, we can't play ourselves, can we, Kai? Although if we could, Jesus Christ, what a bad football match that would be. Not about that in my life. Not against that in my life. Yeah. I'm trying to see in the background. I've got it up, G. I'm trying to see who. I think it must be Mark Noble there for us, right?
Yeah, Mark Noble and Andrew Pincher. Is that his name?
Andrew Pincher,
club secretary, I think he is. He's there with him.
No, I don't know about that. I didn't know about that. I was trying to see. It's just a lot of men in suits.
Just to confirm, because some people want Leverkusen, we cannot get one of the seeded teams. So on the ticker bottom, on that ticker tape at the bottom there, you've got the seeded teams, well, the unseeded teams. We cannot play one of the seeded ones. So there they are at the minute. The seeded teams include Brighton, Rangers, Liverpool, Atalanta, Leverkusen, Slavia Prague, Villarreal. I think that's it. Yes, it is. There you go.
Nice. Okay.
So one of that lot, one of this lot, will play one of this lot, right? One of this lot. There you go. But you cannot be drawn against the same FA. So there you go. That's the rules.
It's exciting, Geo. I know. Like, listen, I understand the way everyone is at the moment. I get the feeling of the fan base. Do you know what I mean? And like, just because I've been away for a week doesn't mean I've come back and I've forgotten what everyone's not in the best of moods, right? I get it, but like, I can't help but just get excited about European football. Every single time without fail.
I usually do. I have to be honest with you. There's a bit of it. It's the enthusiasm has been sucked out of it a little bit for me, just because of the form we're in, and because I think we're going to lose against Brentford on Monday as well.
Yeah.
So going into this one, we're not going to be in a great situation, so it's hard to get really excited like I would have been like 2 years ago. We were doing really well in the league. We just breezed through the group stage. Things were going well when we played the Europa League last time around. I was excited for the draw. I was excited for the Conference League draw because I felt like we could beat anyone despite our poor league form. But this time round, the opposition's tougher. Our form's not good, and it just takes the, I don't know, not as exciting for me.
When are the ties aren't until a couple of weeks away, right? I'm trying to remember exactly when the ties are. When are the ties? I'm trying to remember.
7th of March, 7th and 14th.
So we should have Paquetá back by then.
Yes.
You would hope. We're getting. By the way, I think we're beginning to start. John O'Shea has put his hand in a poll. He's put his hand in a bowl. John O'Shea is there. Yeah, he's very exciting.
He's doing a draw.
Yeah, and somehow still has almost a full head of hair. Shocking, I know.
What's he doing?
Here we are. Well, he's currently taking a ball out of the hat, spinning it round, and the first name out of the hat is Sparta Prague.
There you go. Sparta Prague is your first unseeded team because they were playing at home first.
And the guy Sparta have, excellent beard.
Yeah, they cannot play Slavia Prague, so there'll be no Prague clash, but we can get Prague. Yes. So, will the Hammers be returning to Prague already? Charlie, who they got?
Well, that's the unseeded one. So that's Sparta as opposed to the seeded one. So, John O'Shea doing a bit of that. I don't know what he's doing. I've just started watching Sunderland Till I Die, and I saw him on there. It was very exciting because I forgot he existed as a player.
I haven't seen it yet. I watched.
No, I was watching. To be fair, I've been watching the first series as opposed to because I haven't seen any of it.
Anyway,
so Sparta are placing Liverpool.
Ooh, there you go. Sparta are taking on Liverpool in the first draw, the first tie drawing from the Europa League round of 16. So we will not be getting the Czech boys this time around.
Every time they cut to the group of men in suits, they're all just smirking, and I don't know whether there's something funny or they're just very happy about that time.
I don't know, but you can't. The thing is, you can't react, can you? Could you imagine it cuts to like the officials of Liverpool and they're like, "Get him,
let's go."
We're hoping for that one. Come on. The only time it's acceptable is if you're like a League 2 or lesser side in the FA Cup and get drawn against a Premier League side. That's the only time you're allowed to celebrate a draw. The officials of the club. Anything else, it's unsporting, and you're basically on to hiding to nothing when you get knocked out.
Yeah,
you're becoming a meme pretty quickly.
Marseille, next team out.
Marseille, they can be drawn against West Ham. That's someone I wouldn't mind actually. Charles, probably my second choice to face, truth be told.
John O'Shea unfurls the ball.
Come on, John.
Villarreal.
Ooh, there you go. Villarreal are away to Marseille for the first leg of that tie. I'm sad now. I would have liked them. But what I will say, should we get through, right? Hypothetically, not saying we're hypothetically, should we get through, I wouldn't mind the winner of that tie.
Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad, Joe. Roma.
You could see it, couldn't you? You could see it. It feels like a Roma West Ham one.
I'm a big Roma guy, so being able to see Roma West Ham would be slightly insane.
Lukaku hat trick incoming.
Oh Jesus! I forgot. I forgot. I just remembered they have one of our bogey players. John O'Shea, when he does
Oh my
he
God.
doesn't even look down at the balls. He sort of just stares off into the distance in a sad
We need
manner.
a bit of Rod Stewart.
It's Brighton Hove Albion.
Oh, there you go. Roma are
Brighton.
taking on Brighton. Now, this is where it's getting interesting. I'm trying to work the draw out a little bit, Charlie, because the Freiburg haven't come out. Freiburg can't get Leverkusen, right? So I'm trying to work out the percentage. I think the probability of getting Freiburg has increased a little bit because I guess the Czech teams come out, which is a relief for them. They probably want them out early doors, and Roma's come out, but Atalanta haven't. So that's avoided the Italy one. But there's still the double German one in there. So that's 3 draws done.
Benfica next one out. Benfica next one out.
Ooh, okay, Benfica. Who have Benfica got? Hopefully Leverkusen. That'd be a good draw. Get one of those 2 out. Come on, Leverkusen.
John O'Shea looks sad off into the distance, opens up the ball. It struggles to open up the ball. No, he's there, ladies and gentlemen. We're here. Unfurls the paper. Rangers are taking on Benfica. So left the Freiburg, Sporting, Milan, and Karabakh.
Oh no, not Sporting, please.
A 1 out of 4 chance for the one we both want, and a 1 out of 4 chance for the one you don't want.
Well, because Freiburg can't get Leverkusen, this is where it gets a little bit different now because
Freiburg are out the hat.
Is that them out?
Freiburg are out the hat.
Okay, right. Well, it's us or the other team, Slavia Prague. It's us or Slavia Prague. It's a 50-50 here, Charlie. It's 50-50. There should be 2 balls in that pot.
3.
No,
because the seeded teams left are West Ham, Atalanta, Slavia, and Leverkusen.
You can't have Leverkusen, though.
Yeah, so it would be 1 out of 3 as opposed to 50-50.
Oh, yeah, there's 3 more. I thought there was only 2 more. I thought there was us in Prague. I forgot about Atalanta.
Here we go.
33%
unfurls the paper. West Ham United. Freiburg. Let's go.
Knew it.
Out of everyone, we take that.
The people that kept insisting I'm wrong is now confused.
now exactly. Corruption at the finest. There we go. We take that. Out of all the teams, that's the one we probably take. Just because we literally know we can beat them.
I'm pleased with that, Charlie. And also, when we played them at their place, there was no away fans, was there? Because of we had a ban.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, no, it wasn't though.
Ban. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with it.
I am as well. Can't lie. Especially now.
Leverkusen get Lisbon, please. Can you tell me Leverkusen get Sporting? That would just make me happier.
I can, yeah. Sporting have just come out, so we'll see. But especially when you look at the rest of the teams in there now. Now we know we've got Freiburg, and you look at the rest of the teams. Woof. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that one. Sporting got Atalanta,
and that leaves. Oh no, there's still 2.
There's still two more ties. Slavia, Leverkusen, AC Milan, and Karabakh. 4 teams left.
Oh, don't want Leverkusen get Karabakh.
AC Milan. Oh, Milan versus Leverkusen would be a big tie.
Yeah, it would be a big one.
That'd be a vibey tie. That's the way I want it to be right now. And in Slavia versus Karabakh, one of those 2 teams going through, that would also be nice.
I agree with this.
We're happy about that.
Come on, John.
It is thinning at the front, don't get me wrong, but I mean, it's still a full head. You give him that, which I never would have guessed 10 years ago. Slavia. Milan versus Slavia. So Leverkusen versus Karabakh is the final fixture.
Oh, that's not a good draw, really. Ben, yes, we are at home for the second tie. So the first tie is away on the 7th of March. Then we're at home on the 14th of March against Freiburg. Right, get your thoughts into the live chat now. Let me know what you think about the draw, and let's take some of your reactions. Beat says there's a 0 chance of winning the Europa, so he'd prefer the Glamour tie than Freiburg. David said, can't argue with that draw. Weird that we can play someone we already played in the group stages, though. Matthew says they're going to knock us out. And Stanley said, we'd rather Sporting or Milan. We ain't winning it, so just give me the best teams. So,
sorry, I was just typing it at the bottom so people could see what it was if they joined later.
That's very kind of you. Thank you, Charlie.
I apologise.
We missed you on the build-up show for the Nottingham Forest one. We didn't have any sub-benches up.
I haven't even. I watched the review, but I didn't see anything else about it.
We didn't type out the benches. We just told everyone you were on holiday and they weren't getting the benches.
Just that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. You just move forward. You can respect that.
Then I made a mistake when doing the 2 teams on the bottom. I had Danny Ings in it. I don't know why, but I made an error. Oh, it's just chaos.
Listen, I make errors all the time.
Anyway, thank you to Gads for £2. Says this has just saved Moyes' job. P.S. Still grumpy. Doug would have liked a glamour tie, but prefer it later on. So happy with drop. That's me.
Yeah, like I say, I want the glamour tie or I want the easiest team, and I don't mind which it is. Yeah. You know, I'm happy either way.
Brian says, good draw. As I think we'll beat Freiburg, but I wanted Milan or Roma. Barry said it's a good draw, but we're playing rubbish at the minute. And Lucas said, what's the updated odds of us winning the cup, top 4 contender? The odds will be updated swiftly. We were 14-1 prior to the draw commencing. We were the same odds with Brighton. I had a little look earlier. Victor said we're not going to beat anyone. Aqua said it will be as easy this time round, while Kai is agreeing that draw has possibly just saved Moyes' job. Hadagate says, good that it's away first as Moyes can be Moyes, park the bus and play for 1-0 win, set piece at home. And Connor's confirming that God will show the Arsenal bench instead. Steve says, on one hand, I want us to see us go further, but I'd really like a big tie against someone like Leverkusen or Sporting. Couldn't get Leverkusen, but I appreciate what you're saying. Next round, if we get through, we can get them. Cullum says, our recent European results are still good despite our recent run of form. Joshua says, if we can get through this and the next draw is lucky, we have a chance. There's always a chance. Unrealistic, maybe, but a chance nonetheless. Neil said Freiburg are way better. Ionic said this looks like a good draw for us the way we're playing. Hopefully there'll be changes before the second leg. Cyclops says it's a good job, but can't see Freiburg being as poor again. Ray wants you to give him a wave.
Hello.
Dean says, I don't think it's a bad draw away to Freiburg, to be honest. Bowen says, what a setup. Potential quarterfinals are all tough now. There are no big teams really playing each other, so if the favourites make it through, the quarterfinals will be horrible. Yeah, I want that winner of the Villarreal one, truth be told. Yes, we are away first. Eamon says, watching draw live, did anyone notice that the subtitle said West before he even opened the ball and drew West Ham out of it?
No, but I didn't have the subtitles on. I was just watching that. They have like a live on the UEFA website. They have like a live update feed on the side. I was trying to see if they would move too early, but they didn't. So,
Reddy said he's disappointed. Would have liked to have played a new team. Thank you to the Oxby. Says for £2 super chat. Said I like it. Winning Europe could lift the team.
I think that's a fair point. You want an easier tie just to try and a tie that we already know we can win to start sort of move that momentum forward.
Do you reckon Moyes is now saying to Sullivan, I'm the best man to beat Freiburg? I've proven it twice already this season.
That's it. I mean, to be fair, I don't think he has to make much of a plea. I don't suspect there'll be a change in the next 2 games. But yeah, the West Ham have updated their website already. Fair play. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you have to do that. But listen, if it comes down to it, all he has to do is point at the paper and go, look, see? And it does become increasingly more important, this competition, the worse the season gets. Yeah. So,
Lucas said the players seem much more motivated for Europe. I'm not sure why we underestimate ourselves to win. It's just the league form. I think if the league form was decent at the minute, I think we'd maybe be a bit more excited. I'm one of those that's a bit pessimistic. Also, saying that the draws cheered me up, truth be told, Charlie. I think it's as good as we could have got, I think, truth be told. So I think it's given me a little bit of a boost ahead of the European game. If we can get some points on board before we play them and Paqueta back, then I'll get a bit more. Pardon me, I'll get a bit more excited for the game as we get closer. But there's also that subconscious mental block where you know there's more league games to endure before you get to that game against Freiburg on the 7th.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is that I like you. I wouldn't even say I know. I wouldn't even say I feel. I would say I know we're going to lose against Brentford. Like that one, it's the worst possible team to face in this scenario. Like it's just not going to happen. Which puts a lot of eyes on the Everton game, I guess, between now and then. But I think even if we didn't have that, I would look at that. Even if we went in with a loss and a draw or whatever, and we were going into that game, I'd still probably have some sort of hope because we have beaten them. But I think because it's a couple of games away, I can still maintain my brightness about it. I can still be like chipper about it. If it was like we were drawing it out of the hat and we were facing them next, then I'd be like, we're in trouble here. We're in trouble here because I don't think we're in good enough form to really be able to step to any team right now. But in the sense of this, I'm sort of, I'm like, okay, I feel like it's a couple of games away. I can still maintain my happiness. Ask me after the good work. I was literally just doing something similar. Ask me after the Everton game, and I guess we'll see exactly where we're at.
Yeah. This comment made me smile. We both like maths, right? And this one made me smile. From Luke said, play the same team 4 times. Probability says we'll lose this time. Now I agree with sort of probability, law of averages and stuff, but by that token, does that mean we're going to beat Brentford because we've played them 5 times and lost 5 times? So does it mean the probability of losing 6 times is really unlikely?
And this is where me and maths come head to head, and I say no maths, not today.
Yeah. Kai said we'd love to have Ivan Toney at West Ham. He's so good. Dean says beaten them twice, beat them again, and it's the last 16. What's not to like about that? Stephen says doesn't matter how many times we've beaten them, it's how we're playing at the moment, which is awful. Carl's asking about the rules for the next seasons. Yeah, we've covered it a little bit in a previous video on the channel quite a few months ago regarding about how they're switching to the Swiss format, which is how the under-21s are currently playing. The under-21s are playing in the new format for European football this season. So if you want to get a bit of an understanding of it, just have a look at West Ham under-21s fixtures, results, league, and how it's going about ahead of next season. Hopefully we'll be in it next season. At this minute, it looks unlikely. We'll view it from afar, but be a bit strange European football next season. Ryan's asking when Piquet's back. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
He's on grass.
Well, Moyes has got his pre-match press conference today, I believe, at 2:30. I could have the timing slightly wrong. I believe it's 2:30 today, so might get a bit of an indication. But Moyes is quite reserved when it comes to team news if a player is potentially available. If he's out and Moyes says he's out, he'll probably just say there's no chance. But if he does the whole, we'll have to wait and see, I think that would suggest he is back. He does like to downplay it a little bit when players are returning. Jared Bowen a few weeks ago was one of them where he made Bowen was unavailable and he was there. So nobody really knows, Ryan.
As much as we desperately need him and we can't win without him, just don't rush him back. Especially for Brentford, we're going to lose even if we have him. We'll lose against Brentford. So there's no point rushing him for it. Just wait. Yeah. Just wait until Everton.
Dino, this has tickled me. Dino said Moyes must be loving this draw because he likes to dwell on past wins. I like that.
It's one of his favourite things to do.
He's definitely going to be sitting there today going, well, I'm sure I can beat Freiburg. I'm the one that wins. Other managers have been more entertaining, but have any other West Ham manager beat Freiburg?
Exactly.
The manager that beats Freiburg is here.
This guy.
Who's got 2 thumbs and beat Freiburg? This guy.
Big DM. Here we are.
That's what we need. That's what we need, Moyes, to bring out in the press conference. Hammer Down Under says his advice is to drink heavily. Carl says would be nice with the draw, or if there are a few upsets to knock out some of the bigger teams. There's always upsets.
I mean, realistically, when you look at it, right, like one of Roma or Brighton going out is good for us, for example, if we can go further through. But everyone else is sort of drawn okay. I mean, one of Marseille or Villarreal going through helps us as well in a sense. Even though it's two small teams, like it means at least you're guaranteed one of those ones going through. But outside of that, I mean, Sparta and Liverpool, like if Liverpool you suspect would go through there, Leverkusen and Karabag, for example, you'd expect Leverkusen go through there, AC Milan and Slavia, you'd expect AC Milan go through there. So it's annoying that more of the big teams haven't drawn each other, but Roma Brighton means one of the teams that are scary would at least be out if we can make it through to the next round.
Yeah. Moana, did you do a Moana reference?
I haven't seen Moana, so I can't say if I did or I didn't.
My reference was to The Office.
Yeah,
the American
yeah.
Office. Yeah. That's the American Office. That's what we're referring to, Jonathan. But I assume you're talking about the two thumbs and this guy. This American Office is where I pinched it from. My Brentford score prediction is 2-0 Brentford, and the most likely scorer is most likely player, and Ivan Toney. What's your score prediction?
Yeah, I was saying 2-0 as well. I was saying 2-0 as well. I feel like I should change it because you just said that, but I was saying 2-0 as well.
Silly. If it's
goal scorer though, I mean, it's difficult to look past Tony, isn't it? If we're being real about it.
The worst thing is, I feel really confident it's going to be 2-0.
Yeah, same.
It's not even like, oh, I'm not sure. I'll just go for it. Like Nottingham Forest. I hadn't asked Scooby what I thought the score was going to be. I said 2-2 just to say something really. I didn't really have a gut feeling. But with Brentford, I feel quite Henderson. Yes. If we make it to the quarterfinals, you can play anybody. There's no seeds. There's no FAs being kept apart. It's just anybody can play anybody in the quarterfinals. This is the last round where teams of the same nation are kept apart. Even if they weren't, we still couldn't have drawn them because of the way it was seeded. But from the next round, anything goes.
Yeah, which again, slightly terrifying because we know both those teams will whip us. But we'll see how it goes.
Last question, Charlie, before we wrap this one up. Dino saying, do you think we scrap the league in order to try and win the Europa?
No, but I guess it depends where we're at. At this point, no. After this round of fixtures, we might be in a significantly different place. If we're down deep in the bowels of mid-table mediocrity, and we're going through into sort of a game against one of the other teams, then yeah, I suspect we could do that. I don't know. Moyes hasn't shown the best ability to rotate in cup games, as we both very
players to rotate anyway. We've got rid of the rotational players have been sold.
What are you talking about? Ben Johnson will play on the left here. It'll be a vibe. Danny Ings can play up front. No. If we're in that sort of situation, yes. For now, no. But thankfully, I don't think we need to right now. These are the games. These are the games why I've been saying we have to power through with Calvin Phillips. Now, I think I probably would have been saying something slightly different after the Nottingham Forest game, to be fair. But there is going to have to come a time where we are going to have to start thinking about it.
I think if we do what we're expecting, which is pick up minimal points prior to playing Freiburg, then I think we just put all eggs in one basket. Even if we were to bin off to the league, we'll still pick up some points in the league. We might finish 13 to 14s, but if you go all out in the Europa League and we can do something there, then it can. When 14th and winning the Europa League is still a successful season. Do I think we'll win it? No, I do not. But as well say, you need a bit of luck in the draw. I think we've got a bit of it today. I don't think we've got as much as we could have done. Perfectly, it would have been Leverkusen, drawing AC Milan, so on and so forth. But in terms of us, we've got that draw that is arguably favourable for us. I certainly think it is. And our chance of reaching the quarterfinals has increased compared to what it was an hour ago, in my opinion. You would then need to get more luck in the quarterfinals. But I do think that if we get beat by Brentford and Everton, then all eggs in one basket, go for that Europa League, rest players up, focus on the Europa League. This is the problem where we've got a manager under pressure because he won't be able to afford to do that. I don't think... Could Moyes get away with losing 4 league games but winning the 2 European ones? Would that keep him in a job? I'm not 100% sure.
Maybe
So
not, but if you get a win, then you can start to. But you have to, as a manager, you can't think about it in those terms. I feel like you just have to think about it in like if it goes badly against Brentford and Everton, the thought process doesn't have to be like what's the best thing for my job. It has to be like how am I going to get going? Because a single win isn't going to stop him if we just carry on losing. So in that sense, you've got to go, right, how do I start getting form again? And the answer is to play your strongest team against Freiburg. So actually, the more I think about it, the more I think you play your strongest team regardless against Freiburg. Because if you win against Everton, we need to carry on form. We need to play the strongest team against Freiburg. Maybe you rotate a bit around. Hopefully that doesn't mean, well, centre-backs are a problem whatever happens, right? But you maybe rotate a bit around, but you have to go, right, we've got to play the strongest team because we've got to continue this form. If you lose against Everton and you lose against Brentford, although I'm writing Brentford off completely, but if you lose against Everton, then you go, we need form, we need to get a win ASAP. You play the strongest team against Freiburg knowing you can beat them and then start to build forward from there. I think regardless of what you do, you have to go. I think regardless of what you do, no matter which way you flip it, Freiburg's a big game.
Yeah. Well, I attempt it, Charlie. Well,
Yeah.
Right. Nothing happens. If City win the Champions League, Liverpool win the Europa League, and Villa get Conference League, ninth doesn't get European football. You don't get the additional spots. The most the Premier League can have is 8, and it starts this weekend. We need Liverpool to beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup final. At the minute, it's only the top 5 in the Premier League to get European spots. The top 4 get Champions League, and 5th get Europa League. Carabao Cup winner gets the Conference League. So if Chelsea win it on Sunday, they go into that competition next season. Obviously, if they were to finish in the top 6, 7 in the Premier League, chances are that'll get knocked down. But as it stands, we need Liverpool to win it. If Liverpool win on Sunday, the Conference League comes into the Premier League table. So that would be top 6 gets European football. And then the same rules apply for the FA Cup, where you would need a side that's in the top 6 to win the FA Cup in order for 7 to get European football. The only way we can get the additional 8th spot is English sides doing well in European football. So that includes us, Brighton, Liverpool, and then the likes of Arsenal, although they're a goal down after the first leg. Man City. We need the English sides to do well in European football. Aston Villa with the Conference League as well. Because the top 2 countries, the best coefficients, get an additional Champions League spot. At the minute, it's looking ropey for England because Italy are performing really well this season. So we need to get the English sides need to do well. So if all the stars align and the English sides do well in European football, Liverpool win the Carabao Cup, and let's just say someone in the top 4 go on and win the FA Cup, Liverpool again, then top 5 will be Champions League, 6th and 7th Europa League, and 8th will be the Conference League. There you go. That's how it works. The winners of the European competitions do not impact allocations in the league. The Champions League spot allocated to Europa League winner goes to Europa League winner only. If they've already qualified, it doesn't go to the runner-up of the Europa League. It goes back into the next ranked UEFA country, and it's probably like France or someone, or Belgium would get it. It would go to a completely different country altogether. England would not see that additional Champions League spot. So hopefully that makes sense, right? hopefully that makes sense. Anyway,
listen, it's a complicated procedure, but you've done that very well. Impressive. Off the dome as well, off the cuff.
Right, step by step. You need Liverpool to win on Sunday. First and foremost, we need Liverpool to win on Sunday. If Liverpool win, 8th could get European football next season. If Liverpool don't win on Sunday, it's likely to be 7th and above only. So there you go. That's how it. That's how it works. I like stuff like this. That's why I'm disappointed. They're changing it all next season. I've got to go and learn it all again.
That's another video we can make.
I like digesting this stuff. I feel a responsibility to know this because Gonzo certainly doesn't know it. I just feel like as a fan channel, we have some responsibilities. I think understanding the rules is one of them.
I don't know. I feel like you just know it anyway. It's sort of stuff.
I like learning stuff like this. I like knowing. I like knowing what's going on. But there you go.
Anyway, I like knowing what's going on.
Only for some things. For stuff that involves West Ham. If we're not in European football next season, which is unlikely, I probably won't be as keen to learn. as I have been whilst West Ham have been in there.
That's my favourite thing. Growing up with friends who all supported Champions League teams and they're all talking about a Champions League and then they'd look to me for opinion, I'd be like, I don't care. We're not in it. Why does it make a difference to me? If there's a fun match, I'll watch the match. Outside of that, I couldn't give less of a crap what's going on, my bros.
Yeah, the next season's European format's just ridiculous. I don't like it. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Do not like it whatsoever. Anyway, myself and Charlie, we're going to leave it there. I'll be back later on with another video. Don't know what I'm discussing yet. Potentially Lucas Paqueta. I shall catch up with you then, and we will be live on Monday night at 6:55 with the build-up show ahead of the Brentford game. We'll catch you then. Charlie, thank you for joining me.
It's all right. Good to see you. It's been
there you go. Freiburg, West Ham, 7th and 14th March. We'll see you then.